People are always asking me how I get inspired in the kitchen. I didn't go to culinary school, so no one is really teaching me how to cook. But the truth is, I live in New York City, which is incredible because there's so many different types of cuisines here. And what I like doing is just heading out, hitting the streets and finding new places to get inspired. And that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go out and find some food and then head back to the studio and see how it can be incorporated into my home cooking. For episode 1, I wanted to try a cuisine I've never had before, and Himalayan food had been on my radar for a while. But rather than just searching the internet all day to find the perfect place, we figured we would just show up in Jackson Heights, a neighborhood in Queens with a ton of good Nepalese and Himalayan food. Jackson Heights is amazing because I would say it's one of the most diverse places in maybe the entire world. You can find every type of cuisine there. So right now I'm seeing heavy Mexican food, but we'll just walk and see what happens. What's your favorite place to eat around here?
Good place. You have to go straight. You see the corner.
Yeah.
You have to make a right. I'm a musician, producer, and everything. I came from there.
We're just trying to get some information from him on places to eat, because apparently we've been walking in the wrong direction. Yeah, you know what? I'll give his name.
I feel like you're getting distracted here.
Look at those things right there. Almost distracted, but
Eye on the prize.
So Jean-Manuel was right about one thing. 74th Street, that's where there's just an insane contingency of Himalayan food. Back the other direction. Whoa.
I think we're getting distracted again. Eye on the prize.
Looks like on that street behind this. So you have Roosevelt, which is the main street, which we were just on, and then you come down another side street, and there's a restaurant every single spot. Look how many restaurants. Wow. We might have to hit this up post. There's goat in there. It's hard to find goat. Okay. Good.
It's for rent.
It's for rent. What about this? Is it open or no?
Where's the best food?
Best Himalayan
I
food.
think you eat, go upstairs.
Upstairs?
Yeah, here, there, go up.
I trust this guy.
I don't trust you.
Whoa. There's just a lot of people in here. Yeah, it looks legit. 15 minutes? Okay. So 15-minute wait. I'm not willing to wait that right now. It looked good, but not 15 minutes. There's a place right here that I hear is incredible. Yeah, see, he said 74th Street. This is like
You knew what he was talking about.
the heart. It's called Lasta Fast Food.
Watch out for the milk sidewalk.
This milk spill.
Wait, we passed it?
Yeah, we passed it. Somewhere
Is it
in
whatever
here.
that says?
Whoa, you would have never seen that. Oh, I think
Yeah, it says it. Here's the sign.
I think I found it. It's way back here. I feel like we're entering into heaven after this journey.
I don't know if I get that vibe.
A lot of people watch.
Okay.
Yeah. She's calling her manager right now. I've showed her the channel. I just want to get back there and see her cook a little bit. I like the essence in here. First of all, Dalai Lama. Dalai Lama to greet you. You gotta love that. You have this little sanctuary back here, and it's very peaceful, and I'm very excited to try Himalayan food for the first time.
You're on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I actually look at some of your videos.
Nice, man. Yeah, this is your first time here.
Yep.
Great, so what's your experience so far?
I would say this is probably my favorite thing, and I can't even pronounce what it is.
Okay, this is the what? This is the...
Thenthuk.
Okay,
Yeah.
it looks like you guys did a really good job ordering. Well balanced. Thank you very much, I appreciate
got
it. Enjoy.
So first, do you know what any of this is?
No, and that's the beauty of it. I know momo. I have heard of momo.
Those are the dumplings, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna do the chive beef momo, the Thenthuk.
Beef Thenthuk, chicken Thenthuk.
What's your most popular dishes?
Sushi Latin is also common.
I basically ordered from what they had, and also just asking her what the best stuff is. I actually asked for the chili fried lamb stomach. They didn't have it, which
Dude,
is a
I'm
bummer.
so relieved about that.
You're relieved.
Yeah.
So I asked her, and we just got 3, of the most popular dishes. Smells milky. Whoa. It has a sour flavor, but also butter flavor. It kind of hits you pungently, but then the mellowness and the smoothness of the butter and the milk and the fat, I really like that. The man himself. It's pretty cool. Really cool to see. She said she would let me film the soup that we ordered, which I'm really interested in seeing how they make that.
Glass noodle.
Mushroom and glass noodles. Oh, there's just a big vat of beef. This is daikon radish. Bell pepper.
Yep.
Oh. What kind of beef?
Just beef.
Just beef. Salt. Soy sauce.
Garlic and
Garlic and ginger oil.
water sauce.
Oh, are these the noodles?
Yeah, this
Oh.
one. Thenthuk.
So she's chopping up the noodles.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So she just tears it off. She pulls it a bit and then tears. Whoa. I love this technique.
Tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce.
Tomato
Oh.
sauce. Yeah.
And then spinach. Wow. So happy that I just saw her make that, and she took me step by step through it because there was like 20 steps. I would have never gotten that off a recipe online. You got to go from the master right there. Little cilantro. And that's done. Oh my God. The smell. This is just comfort. You can't get the vibe of a noodle dish after a few scoops. But I can tell you that we're off to a really good start. Super comforting. The thing that really stands out, the freshness mixed with these hand-pulled noodles. They're almost like little dumplings in there. And I love them. So comforting. I gotta try some beef. So they just called this beef. I asked, what kind of beef? And they were like, it's just beef. Beef is really nice. It's super tender. I couldn't ask for anything more. Worth the journey over to Jackson Heights. Bourdain knew what he was doing. He knew the spots way before I knew the spots. Oh. Heavy on the chive. I know why this place is popular.
That's like tofu.
Tofu?
But I wrap this up and then piece.
Got it.
Cut it.
It's basically just a steamed dough with seitan. It's like a seitan, and then a spicy sauce. Spicy.
Oh, yeah.
This is where the milk tea comes in. Oh, milk tea when it's cold. Your place is right next door?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming after to get some meat. There you go, Lhasa fast food. Deep inside that building, you gotta really search for it. Delicious. First time trying Himalayan food, and it was great. I never would have gotten all the steps if I didn't just go back there and ask. So I think we're gonna try to get a few ingredients. I know there's the meat market that they use, and head back to the studio and make some.
It was really hard to pronounce, so we'll cut around it.
So the guy that came into their shop to deliver the meat, I'm almost positive he's coming from this place. It's right around the corner. It's the halal spot. So you might as well pick up the beef that they're using. Do I go traditional beef or do I switch it up?
I say you already know what the beef tastes like. Let's go goat.
That's exactly how I felt. So I ordered goat bones. He's cutting them in half for the stock. And then that will go in the stock as well, but I want that meat off for the actual stew.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year.
We've got our meat, which is great. So we're gonna head back to this. Actually, I gotta get some ingredients first, and then head back to the studio and make something inspired by that beef dish that I had at Lhasa Fast Food, and convert it into something for the home cook. So Alex did the shopping for this, and we pretty much are copying it exactly, other than the beef stock. I'm using those goat bones, and what I did was I cleaned the goat bones off by just boiling them in water for about 4 minutes so all that muck comes off, so it's a nice clean broth. Then I gave them a wash in the sink and threw it into the slow cooker, and it's pressure cooking now for probably an hour until that is ready to go. We'll get the meat off here. And then one thing that I was a little confused about was that garlic water thing she said. I didn't know if it was like a garlic oil, but I'm just gonna boil down some garlic and some ginger with maybe a little bit of sugar for that additional flavoring. Okay, so it's time to cook a meal, a Himalayan meal, and I want to do the Thenthuk. I figured we would do the Thenthuk, one, because I love noodle soups, but two, she taught me the entire process, which I think is awesome. And it's really simple. I think it's a great potential just meal for the week that can come together in minutes, and it's hearty, it has those noodles, and I just want to rip up those noodles like she did. I've prepared the goat stock in the pressure cooker. I prepared this little ginger and garlic syrup. This was the only thing that I didn't know really what it was.
I don't know, dude. I think it's just gonna be that all day.
There's really no good day to film here because of this insane construction. I don't think there's any stopping it. So back to the ginger garlic water. She said I heard her say water. I thought it was an oil at first, but it didn't look oily, so I just cooked down ginger and garlic with just a little bit of sugar. It's almost like a ginger garlic simple syrup, and we're gonna get going. We're just gonna follow along with exactly what she did. So she threw in the mushrooms.
Your mushrooms and the cellophane noodles.
Okay, so I've ripped up a few of these, and I'm pretty much making this soup for 2.
Thanks.
For 3. For 3. Cameraman always gets the shit end of the stick. And then they went in with the broth, right?
Yep, straight.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn this on. So we'll go in with a little bit of that. And this is the base of your Thenthuk. So then they went in with pretty much the raw ingredients. So they just chopped up a little bit of daikon radish, a little bit of bell pepper. The flavorings they used, they had some type of tomato. I'm just using fresh tomato sauce from the canned tomatoes that I have. It was really interesting, the flavor profiles, because when you tried it, Mike, you said it tasted Italian, like a minestrone soup. And when you think about what's going in there, you're getting a lot of Italian flavor. So especially with this tomato, we're just gonna go in with a little bit of that. And then they went in with soy sauce, a few sprigs of that. And then I have, again, this ginger garlic water. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of that. Salt, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
salt.
it's coming back to me. It is coming back to me right now. And I think she just palmed it like this. Okay, so we're cooking away here. This is looking fantastic. So I'm just scooping up a few pieces into the house. Perfect. Now comes the most exciting part. I made this dough earlier. Super simple, just flour, water, salt. I didn't even measure. You're just getting a nice dough that's a little dense like pasta. And what they didn't do is take the mushroom liquid and pour it all over. I'm gonna taste this actually real quick. Wow. So there's no acidity in this, there's no vinegar, but they did have the black vinegar on the table, so you can kind of season it yourself.
Ooh.
It's
It's
good,
so
right?
good.
Yeah. Mike, you don't get to try, no.
Come on, man, don't take it so serious. They're just joking around.
Yeah, they're just joking around.
I like the tomatoes. I feel like even though you added like just a little bit, it really comes out.
It's super balanced. So let's work on this. Where's the rolling pin?
Up
It
there?
changed spots.
It changed spots.
It changed spots. That's why it
Well,
usually.
for those at home who don't have a rolling pin, do you have an alternative?
Now you're thinking, Mike. The flour jar. Let's get a little bit of flour. There's a spoon in there. That's always good.
It's like when you have shoes in the dryer.
Just give it a pull. There's no one way to work dough. It's like you can pull it, you can spin it like a pizza guy, you can push it out with your fingers. But the goal here is to get it thin enough where I can pull it without it breaking, and hopefully I've developed the gluten enough that it will pull a bit. But really, you know, the way they did it, which I like, it's so simple. The style, they're just ripping the noodles. Like Mike was saying, you know, Italians spend so long making perfect pasta. And I liked how they just did it so quickly. And the result is still amazing. That's good enough. You see this thickness right here? So what she did was she just cut it in a few strips. Then they took it and they just stretched it out. Kind of figured by the feel of the dough that it would rip. She just started, oh wow, I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, she was much better. You want to give it a try, Alex? And she actually said to me specifically that all of the noodles, she was like, same size. Like, she was very specific. Like, her technique was so good that they were all similar size. Oh, there you go. That's nice.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that stretched out nice. You just wanted a little thinner.
Were they really thin?
What would you say,
It
Mike?
looked a little bit thinner than that.
Tiny bit thinner.
Because she was almost stretching them to the point of them breaking. It was like a fast stretch.
Yeah, you're
pinch.
right. Those are in there. So those are probably gonna take, I don't know, a few minutes to cook. While that's cooking, our last step was throwing full raw spinach just
raw
in there.
spinach.
Not chopped up. I like that. A little bit of cilantro. And we'll just jack that up. I'm just gonna taste for the dumpling to see where we're at. Not cooked yet.
It's familiar, really familiar to the other day.
How would you compare, you know, with the goat?
I hope this doesn't make anyone mad. With the goat, I think there's much more depth to the flavor. I like this way better.
Yeah, I mean, beef is obviously familiar. That's why you like, you got more of the minestrone feel when you were having it, whereas goat, obviously, you don't get much goat. The goat is super strong on its own, but in there works well.
Totally. When you first open the lid on that goat, the entire room
farts.
Was strong goat smell. But in that, it works perfectly.
Yeah. So you can count, right? 1, 2, 3. One for Alex, one for me.
Dude,
one for the construction workers. Because I'm in such a giving spirit, you know, it's the holiday season. So let's give it a taste. See, this is Himalayan food, and it's cold there. It's cold here right now. That's exactly how I felt when I had this the first time. It just warms your soul. It's hearty. Oh, it does warm your soul. You know, it has the oil separation just like it had at the restaurant.
I like it. It's like it's balanced. I really like the tomato, and I feel like it colored it really well.
It did.
I like both the noodles because they have different textures.
Yeah.
This actually cooked really well. Goat is really good, and it's not very goaty. It's also really tender.
Yeah.
And I feel like all the veggies, like there was no veggie that I felt like wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah. When she was throwing things in,
It made no sense.
yeah, it made no sense. That's kind of a great way to describe this dish. She was just throwing things in a pot that kind of made no sense at the time, and then came together into this perfect soup that everyone seems to really love. I love it. Really simple to make, but I can definitely see myself making this at home a lot because it was kind of like a one-pot dish. Like sometimes with ramen, there's all these components. Other than the garlic thing, which you don't even need, the garlic ginger. This was just a one-pot stew, and I liked it. So yeah, we found it, we tried it, and we made it at home. Really good stuff, and we'll see you on the next episode. And if you have suggestions on things that you want to see for the next episode of Find It, Try It, Make It, anything in New York, or maybe I'll travel to your hometown potentially, Let us know in the comments.
Peanut butter noodles. Raku.
Oh, okay. Coming in strong, Alex. I asked the people.
You should bring us to Portugal to make one. I know great food.